Lockhart Perspective.
For many, the problem of a rising China appears to be an issue for future generations. After all, despite the meteoric rise of the communist giant's economy, military, and culture, the People's Republic lacks the basic ability to project power and maintain a force abroad thanks to its second-rate navy. Now, however, it seems that in the chaos of 2020, China is not only rapidly increasing production of advanced arms, but it's actively working on an Atlantic foothold less than 100 miles from American shores. As far back as 2019, Chinese defense officials publicly expressed their plan to shore up military cooperation with islands in the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. According to state-operated Xinhua News, Chinese State Councilor and Defense Minister Wang Fi framed the expansion around America as a part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. After the world has been scrambling with the viral pandemic, China is taking full advantage of distracted nations to further the interests of the People's Republic. Near the end of 2019, China Merchants Port Holding, through a joint venture with a French company, began to gobble up naval infrastructure around the globe. Although the staked ports are spread all around the world, one is uncomfortably close to the continental United States. According to Shipping Logistics Network Atlas, CMPH's joint venture gained a major foothold in ports in India, Ukraine, Singapore, and Jamaica. For example, the Jamaican terminal, Kingston Freeport, sits less than 100 miles from the Florida coast. Although CMPH controls only 49% of the joint holdings securing ports around the world, the Chinese government's habit of leaning on domestic companies for the furtherance of state interests means the Communist Party of China will now likely hold sway over several foreign terminals. Where the communist regime can't gain a foothold, it is putting in work to build up clout in nations surrounding the United States. In Cuba, Chinese laborers worked alongside islanders beginning in 2017 to modernize a port on the socialist island, according to Xinhua News, financed largely by a China-backed loan. The massive undertaking would open the area for larger ships. There is no doubt that China has been playing the long game by building up relationships with its Belt and Road program. Through the initiative, Chinese loans have gone toward foreign construction projects and infrastructure repair around the world. When the loans cannot be repaid, the ruling communist regime is more than happy to accept alternate payment. In the case of Sri Lanka, which was unable to pay for the projects financed by the Asian giant, it was forced to hand over a port to a Chinese company on a 99-year lease. And we can't even expect our neighbors to the north to stand beside us against China either. Last year, Canadian officials approved winter training in North America for cadres of Chinese troops. The training would have given insider knowledge on surviving harsh northern winters and navigating the terrain of continental America. The training was canceled after American defense officials intervened. President Xi Jinping and other ruling members of the Chinese Communist Party know that a foothold doesn't have to be fortified in a bunker bristling with guns. When they economically encircle their enemies and turn neighboring countries against them, the need for military might takes a back seat. The United States' ability to win a war with China already uncertain, although the country does not have any boots on the ground in America yet. Its own coastline is assumed to be protected by batteries of ship-killing hypersonic missiles, for which we do not have an effective countermeasure. With the likely ascension of the presumptive President-elect Joe Biden, we risk losing even the slim chance that we could contain an aggressively growing China. Biden's pro-China attitude, which paved the way for global ascension of the massive country, would undoubtedly be exploited by communist leaders who are more than happy to meet with an old friend. This is Felicia Lockhart, and this has been the Lockhart Perspective.
Lockhart Perspective.